Welcome back, my kindred, to Canada by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade live play podcast. Within a few hours of becoming a vampire, Val felt the beast inside her surge forth for the first time, and she easily dispatched the criminals at the gas station. She set fire to the building, took off, and spent the next year traveling across Canada, killing almost anyone when she needed to feed. She had evaded capture so far, but her luck may have run out, as she was pulled over on a rural road in Manitoba by the RCMP. Will she talk or fight her way out of an imminent arrest? Find out now as you return to the world of darkness.
Val, you look up at RCMP Officer Marcus Safe, and your beast screams into your mind a truth that you know is happening. Mm-hmm. They know. They know everything you're doing. They know everything you've done. And they've contacted your father. He's closing in. They're on his side. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I'm gonna where is Marcus Safe standing?
Marcus is about, I think the way it's been described, about 4 feet from your door. So you can't just lean out the window and grab him. He's far back enough. You can't do that. You've got a flashlight shining in your face. You have a car parked 15 feet behind you that you know there is a second officer inside of. You can catch the silhouette of them from where you stand.
Yeah.
Or you sit, actually, in your car.
That makes sense. And Val is feeling all of that, and the beast just screaming at her to act, turns the car back on, guns it, and goes.
Okay. So she's turning the car back on. Officer Safe, what are you doing?
He will... This is Canada. He will run back to the car. He would not... Yeah.
All right. Val, you start taking off. You have your vehicle. You are speeding down this rural road in winter. It's middle of the night. There's minimal lights, but you have officers in pursuit. Mm-hmm. Can you roll me a dexterity and drive?
Mm-hmm.
And I will get, I think it's a physical roll for your ability to do this.
Okay. 1 success.
3 successes.
Woo. Val, you peel out and you start being able to pull away. You manage to get clear. Marcus, you are still in pursuit with your car, but it is a tough night. The weather is bad. Visibility is not great out in this rural area, but there are a number of other cars that have already been sent in support because the call has gone in and they have been closing in while this has been happening. So you're within a net, Val. Luckily, your beast has told you that you are within a net, so this checks out for you. What is your strategy after you get clear of the immediate pursuit?
After getting clear of the immediate pursuit, it's looking at the sides of the woods and trying to figure out which place she can run into, and then getting the go bag and bailing out into the woods. So taking the car as far as possible to do that, honestly bailing out of the car, letting the car go, and running into the woods.
Okay. Roll me a wits and survival.
Okay.
Or, no, I think it's got to be survival because you're trying to find a spot in the country. This is as far from streetwise as it gets. Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know how wise this is.
Probably not very wise, but it's 2 successes on 2 dice.
2 successes. You find a kind of a turn that leads off into the distance that is wooded in an area. It's, again, covered in snow, very limited visibility. You can let the car kind of keep rolling around that corner and bail out into the woods.
Yep.
So you are bailing with the duffel bag?
Yes.
Okay. How fast are you bailing at?
Probably pretty fast.
Excellent. Roll me a dexterity and athletics.
Dexterity and athletics. Just 1 success.
1 success. Okay, you're going to take 1 point of superficial damage from rolling out onto a backroads highway at high speed while holding a duffel bag full of guns.
Yeah, and would my health have been reset over
your
this year?
Your health would have absolutely been reset. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is most right. No, you're back. You're starting at full health on this
Here we go.
Fine evening.
Bailing, running into the woods.
And you start running into the snowy woods.
Yep.
Officer Safe, you are in pursuit. Can you roll me a wits and awareness? I will say at a -1 die penalty. So it'll be mental and include your investigation bonus because this is you tracking a suspect.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. Val, can you roll me dexterity and stealth?
1 success.
1 success. You could spot the trail. Somebody clearly bailed out of a car. And as you look down, you can see it's gone a fair ways down and then cranked over to the side. So there's just the ass end of the car is out of the ditch with the 2 kind of red lights glowing. So you know she's bailed out into the woods.
All right. Yep. I'm just trying to think about sensible, Marcus, safe.
Be safe, Marcus.
Yeah, be safe, Marcus.
That's what he's known as. Sensible Marcus safe.
That's right. Yeah. It's cold out. I think he knows these roads pretty well. Are there any like farms or anything like that? Like we talked about like rural roads and stuff like that in Manitoba. It's the dead of night. It's the middle of winter. Maybe I don't need to chase this person down. Maybe I just need to make sure that like nearby shelters and homes are safe from this person.
That's a great call. Roll me a wits and awareness, or I would say roll an investigation. This is you knowing the community, which feels like a police skill.
Okay. I'm going to do mental plus investigation.
Perfect. As Tyler's rolling his SPCs, storyteller player characters, he has different die pools than the traditional players.
4 successes.
4 successes. You are aware that there are 4 places where somebody could go. There is a farm and there are 3 different cabins. Some of them used as more kind of home styles. There are 2 where you would expect people to be staying. And there is one that is a traditional kind of hunting cabin, hunting lodge where people can stay. It's not super busy at this time of year, what with it being the middle of winter, but those are the 4 locations that would be kind of available on foot within the next 35 minutes of running. If you're looking at somebody as fit as this suspect, that's the net you would throw.
Okay. Yep. Then he's just on the radio kind of relaying this information, like where the car was abandoned, approximately, right? We're on a big stretch of road here, and would request officers sent to those 4 properties to basically just guard them, basically, and like radio in anything suspicious. And then he will tell his partner, Elizabeth Maddox, to stay here with the abandoned car and keep in touch on the radio. And sorry, I need to actually do this in character. Sorry. Okay, I just radioed. I know that there's like 4 places someone could go to ground here. It is cold. It is, and from the look of her, she was not dressed for the weather. Okay, stay here in the car. Radio for like any kind of updates or anything like that. We just want to make sure we're on top of this abandoned vehicle. I'm going to go follow on foot slowly. We don't want to lose track of her.
But I'm not supposed to leave you. You know, we're partners. We're partners in the field. It could be dangerous for you out there. Who's going to have your back if I'm guarding a car?
You've got my back. I want to hear from you on the radio. Again, I'm not running this suspect down. I'm just following the trail because we don't want to lose her out here in the woods. That's all. I'm not looking to make the arrest. I'm just looking to keep track.
Okay.
I'll keep on my radio, okay? You'll hear from me regularly.
All right. I'll stay here and I'll watch.
All right. And he'll even like pop the trunk and like put on like winter gear and stuff like that and stuff like a parka, like RCMP like parka and stuff like that and go like trudging out and just try to follow her trail that she's left like on foot. And he is doing it not like at a run. He is just like stomping through the snow, trying to keep track of where she's gone to.
Great. Are you carrying any kind of upgraded weaponry in terms of things you would take from the car? Or are you just sticking with pistol on the hip? You're just wearing
pistol on the hip and his flashlight.
Great.
And he's got his radio.
Behind you, Elizabeth Maddox just pulls over to the car. You can hear her over your radio for a tow truck. And she's staying there. She's got her weapon out. She's outside of her vehicle, aware of her surroundings. She's got all the lights on. But she's clearly doing that. So you know that situation has been left in good hands. Val, can you roll me a dexterity and stealth? You're going to be at a 1 die pool penalty because you are carrying your duffel bag. Yes. Not that actually slows it down or makes it harder for you to move. It'll just affect your trail. It's hard not to catch branches and things when you have a giant duffel bag. And then can I get an investigation roll from you?
That's mental plus
investigation.
Nothing.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes and nothing. Incredible. So the trail is the clearest a trail could ever be. There is more dense foliage overhead than you had expected. There are a lot of kind of coniferous trees. There are things that maintain their needles and other things over the course of the winter. And because of that, they're all covered in this area with snow that has maintained and kind of held in place. They've got icicles on them. It's clear that this is not an area that is traveled often by wildlife, which means anything touching a tree is just like, and there's almost a person shape, and there's almost a person shape of this pursuit. Val, can you roll me a strength and athletics? And can I get the same from you, officer, though I will have yours, your physical roll. I will have you be at -1 to the die pool because you're not trying to race to chase the suspect.
2 successes.
5 successes.
All righty. Val is off at a clip. You are pursuing Officer Safe, but you are not on top of Val. Val, you are moving in random directions. What is your plan here? You've bailed out into the woods.
Yeah. I think that the lack of a plan over time has been compounding.
Yes.
And it was just listening to the beast that was screaming at her.
I'll say the beast has receded at this point.
But it's like that's what got her out here in the middle of the woods. And now her brain comes back to her as she's sprinting through the woods, trying to figure out what the fuck to do. So in this case, it's like she feels she just has to hide and try to get away, and then is thinking back to, all the times that she escaped from her dad in the woods. So I think it's leaving a trail and then attempting to get up a tree and then jump to another tree to like make gaps in this trail, because for her it's like the snow in the winter is not going to bother her. I think long term she just wants to find a place to hole up, whether that's in like a snowbank or something. But she's got to make sure that the trail stops at some
Yes. So you are starting to climb trees. Your duffel bag is making it much harder for you to not leave a trail. Do you keep carrying it with you, or do you leave it behind?
I think she will probably take a gun and her lockpick set, like picking set, and put those in like her jeans pockets, and then ditch the duffel bag somewhere on the trail.
All right. Are you dropping it somewhere obvious? Are you trying to hide it? Like, what's your intention with this drop?
Just off to the side and hide it in some snow.
Yeah, you kind of do a quick dump and cover, and then you continue on your way.
Yep.
So you have a gun with you. I'm assuming handgun?
Yeah, handgun.
Right. Handgun, your criminal tools. Honestly, kind of what a vampire needs is a go bag. You're kind of checking a lot of boxes here. And you continue your way forwards. Can you roll me, in your new status, a dexterity and stealth?
Dexterity and stealth. Just 1 success.
1 success. You're still leaving that trail. So it's tree time. You are going to climb up and try to jump from tree to tree, if I'm correct?
Yeah. If possible. It's pretty cold.
What are you pitching this roll as?
That's a great question. I don't have a lot of good skills on this. Let's
call it dexterity and stealth.
I was going to almost pitch stamina and stealth. They're the same.
Do you know what? Dexterity and stealth is going to be the first question of, can you do this without leaving an obvious trail between the trees?
Yes.
And then we'll use stamina and stealth as your run stat if you're trying to do this for an extended period of time.
That makes sense. 3 successes.
3 successes. You are making movement. It is slow, though, because you're realizing you can't cross a large distance without... The first time you do it, you just knock a bunch of snow off a tree, and you're like, okay, that doesn't work. They got to be closer together for you to be able to swing it, which means you cannot move very quickly. Do you continue moving this way? If you slow down, you're seeing some success.
Yes.
Great. You continue doing that. Marcus, roll me an investigation.
Don't investigate me. Nothing to be seen here.
Yo, don't investigate me, dog. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes again.
4 successes. You find the ditched duffel bag with all the guns in it.
Yep. Okay.
You can see that off
call
the
that in immediately, just on my radio, back to Elizabeth saying like, found the duffel bag, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to I check to see that the trail carries on. Not that the person is like standing over there in the woods ready to shoot me. It does. Great. Back to the duffel bag. Going to quickly look through it.
What does he find, Val?
Find there probably is some money, stolen money. There's a couple of knives, a couple of guns. What else?
$2,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Roll me a D10.
7.
Seeing 7 different knives of various lengths. Wow. At least, I would say 4 of them are longer than you're legally allowed to carry in Canada in terms of weapon size. Roll another D10.
9.
And 9 different weapons. 6 of shotgun or rifle length. Wow. 1 of them is fully automatic, so extremely illegal. And you are seeing another 3 handguns.
Just like under his breath, I think just like, holy shit. And then and then on the radio, like, a lot of weaponry here, some cash, firearms, bladed weapons. And I'm just going to call out the location of the duffel bag relative to where I started my pursuit. Yep. It's like I've gone about 200 paces north of the road, over here by a cluster of pine trees.
Yep, you hear over the radio. All 4 units are in place at the local cabins and homes. We're sending the tow truck to Sparrow. We'll send another unit out in your direction when we can.
Okay, tracks look like they continue north. I'm going to keep following them.
We're fueling the chopper. It's not on the way yet, but we'll try to get eyes in the sky for you.
Roger that. And he will continue to kind of like trudge on. A duffel bag of weapons dropped feels like, okay, we're not looking at like a last stand shootout kind of thing here, but it's entirely conceivable that weapons were taken from this before leaving and stuff like that. So
you got to assume it's an armed suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Like suspect is to be considered armed and dangerous on the radio. And I think he will pick up the pace a little bit, knowing now that if this person is running for shelter, units will be there and he can kind of come up and bring up the rear to hopefully just like pincer this person in.
Great.
Because again, to his mind, this lady's not lasting out here in this weather. Like
she's got to find shelter.
She's in like a shirt and jeans, right? Like basically, yeah. So he's like, she's gonna run out of gas soon. I think he's probably expecting to come upon her shortly because it's midnight in the dead of winter in Manitoba, and she wasn't even wearing a goddamn coat.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Roll me an investigation.
Oh, here we go. Here's your break, Val. 2 successes only.
2 successes. You follow the path to the end of where you see footprints. They lead to a tree, and then they're gone.
It doesn't even occur to him to look up.
I mean, you can. Oh, you mean it
eventually? But he's like, okay, around the tree, looking for like just where else could they be, kind of thing. And I think it's like a solid like 45 seconds, almost a minute before he like just guides the light up the tree to see if there's evidence of someone climbing a tree. Yeah,
yeah, she's there. No, I think you look up and you don't see her in the tree.
Yeah.
It takes you a while to look at the surrounding area. You're smart enough to realize, oh, there's a tree with no snow on it over here and no footprints leading to it. Fuck, she's gone through the trees, but you can't necessarily tell which way out the gate.
He's just going to close his eyes and just try to listen for branch breaks.
Val, could you roll me a stamina and stealth?
Yes, so that is stamina, and this is stealth.
And can you roll me a physical roll with a 1 die bonus because it's a pretty quiet night, and we've established there's not a lot of traffic in this area.
1, 2, 3 successes.
2 successes.
You hear branches.
He's on my tail.
You hear branches creaking in the distance. You can hear the snap of a broken branch, and you realize the suspect is running. The suspect is climbing through the trees like Tarzan.
Yeah,
to the northeast.
Marcus can't believe what he's about to call in. It's like, suspect has taken to the trees, pursuing east now. I'm in pursuit, and he'll just now. Like flashlight up, but also like down, just like in case she's dropped or anything like that, or like evidence of like snowdrop to like hit the ground or anything like that. And also just trying to keep as quiet as possible, not to cover his like approach, but to listen for more branch break.
Okay, roll me a physical die pool with an investigation bonus.
Okay.
Can I get stealth and stamina from you if you are trying to just keep going at the same pace? Yeah, that feels like the right roll.
It's fucking super cop. 5 successes.
You're killing me, Tyler. 2 successes.
2 successes. Racing forwards through the brush, you are hurrying through the trees using your flashlight to try to spot what's going on. Val, you are seeing this flashlight get closer behind you. You're trying to remain as stealthy as possible. And the two of you end up meeting in the woods. Marcus Safe has the flashlight on you up in the trees. She's about 30 feet away, 15 feet up a tree, ready to leap to another tree.
It's pistol out, trained on her, and he says, "Freeze! Hold it right there!"
Val will pull out her gun and point it back at him.
He opens fire.
All right.
This is a multiple homicide suspect who fled the scene of a crime with a duffel bag of guns. He said freeze and she's drawing a gun. He opens fire. I'm sorry. He's shooting you.
All right. Roll me.
It's perfect.
Roll me a... I'm going to say it'll be probably a mental roll for, I guess physical is shooting. Yeah, physical plus combat. Roll me those because I gave him stats for that. And Val, can you roll me a dexterity and athletics? You're going to be at a -3 die pool because you are in the open and you are up a tree.
Okay. It's just 2 hunger dice going out here, baby. 2 successes.
Marcus nets out after 2 ones to a total of 0.
Marcus fires and the tree is swaying, missing. Are you firing back?
Val thought for a minute that he might freeze if she pulled back on him, but he did not. So I think now it is just Val is leaping it down out of the tree and attempting to just grab Marcus's head and hit him against the tree, like against the tree trunk.
Okay,
Yeah, sure,
roll me a strength. Okay, I need a strength and athletics to see if you can make the leap to him off the tree.
Great. Strength and athletics.
You get strength instead of dexterity because you don't care what happens to the tree at this point. You're just trying to launch.
That's true. 4 successes.
Yep, you absolutely make it to him. That's not even in question. Now roll me a strength and brawl. Give yourself a +1 to your die pool because you have a launch and have gravity in your favor.
That is true.
Can I get a physical roll +1 for combat for you to dodge if you can, Marcus?
Yeah, dodge something he's never seen happen in his entire life. Oh, Marcus, I don't know, buddy. 2 successes.
We have 5 successes.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
All right, Marcus, you take 3 superficial damage as Val lunges forwards and smashes your head off the ground. You have 6 health total.
Thank you.
Marcus's head slams into the ground. He is not unconscious. He is not dead, but you have attacked him. Val, what's your plan?
Val has no plan. This is just all reaction. She will try to grab his gun and wrestle his gun away.
A quick point of order question for you. As a mortal,
Yes.
with 6 boxes for health, once I hit superficial across all of them, I'm a dead person. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go down.
So I am halfway dead from this attack. So I want to give that the weight it deserves of not like, I didn't hear no bell. I'm not feeling that right now as Marcus safe.
No, sensible Marcus Safe is unsafe, and he knows it.
And I think reeling from that kind of blow too, that he's I think instinctively covering his head with his arms, sort of like almost like in a fetal position, because you knocked him right down. So he's just kind of like arms and legs are up. He doesn't have like MMA training or anything, right? It's just like this is what I would instinctually do to keep someone from slitting my throat,
You're doing that because you've got the basic, it's good police combat training, but it's not a superhuman person launch themselves out of a tree on you.
Yeah,
you're recover, use your weaponry. But Val is going for your guns. This will be just a straight up wrestling match for this. Can you roll me a physical roll, purely physical? And can I get a strength and I would accept athletics or brawl to try to take this gun?
Great.
The double ones.
They're happening.
They reduce this to a net 0 once again.
3 successes.
3 successes. Double ones.
Double
it's a
ones.
Crit fail to a 0.
2 successes and then 2 ones. Yeah.
Okay. The gun is yours. And I'm going to say, Marcus, you take 2 more points of superficial damage.
Okay.
Just as
Hurt
Val
your
is
hand wrestling it away.
both hands. Like what it starts on the one gun and Marcus also reaches for it. You have to almost like punch him in the hands to get the gun away
sure
from
his
him.
finger is like on the trigger or like in the trigger guard, and that like doesn't stop you from just effortlessly taking it, regardless of what path that has
Yeah,
across his
that's
now
true.
surely broken fingers.
Yeah, broken fingers
Yeah.
and punched by Val in the other hand to free it up. Because even in a survival state, Marcus is like, you don't let the suspect take the gun.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Val is going to take the knife that she has that she took with her. And I'm not sure what uniforms or like what clothes the RMCP wear.
Oh, so he's in full
And
like
he's in, like,
winter
winter
coat
coat.
with
got
the
a-
label
he got a
over it.
parka on, yeah.
Underneath that, he's in like a full police uniform, but with the heavy tactical vest. Like he's in full cop gear.
Great. So she's wrestling under there, getting the corner of like his tactical vest, like pulling it up, and then is going to stick the knife through that to stick him to this tree so he can't move or leave.
Okay. What are you doing while she's doing this?
Trying to scamper, trying to like roll, crawl, get away from this person who has my gun, has a knife. I think I know.
What do you do with his gun?
Put it in the back of her pants.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just trying to scrabble away, and is I think shouting, "Help! Help! Officer down!"
Incredible. I need a physical roll from you. I need dexterity and melee from you.
Great.
Dexterity because you're trying not to stick him. You're
Yeah.
trying to pin him. I'm not going to give you a die pool penalty. He's hurt enough that I think we can roll that clean.
Just one success.
One success over here as well.
You are not able to do this. He is fighting hard enough. You can't get a clean way to pin him with his clothing to the tree.
Fuck.
He keeps screaming for help.
God. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Got yourself in a pickle.
I keep making pickles for myself, and I don't even like pickles.
Climbing into these pickles.
It's
We all get into our pickles the same way, 1 foot at a time.
It's all brine in 1987.
Yeah.
Fuck. Without someone actively pursuing her, there's this hesitation of like, should I murder this? But then it's like, that'll bring me more heat. Cops have friends. Cops have friends a lot, and that's not on her list.
Cops do have friends a lot. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. So, with an angry grunt, she's just gonna stab the knife into the tree and then start running. So she just has 2 guns now, and she's running.
Great. 2 guns and running. Marcus safe. In some miracle of circumstance, you find yourself with like 2 broken hands.
Yep.
You have been left behind, though. You're nearly dead in the woods.
Feebly attempting to work his radio to call for backup, emergency services, officer down, all that stuff. He's just like huddled up against a tree in the snow.
And he does that. Val, you have left Marcus safe behind, perhaps never to be the officer he once was.
Extra safe.
What do you do? Yeah, he's safe for you.
Yeah. Val is trying to find a place that she can physically go to ground where there's a lot like it's trying to find a place that has a lot of snow or some natural formations or something where she can just either stay in a snowbank or dig a hole and try to cover it all up. And
I know
just
this
stay
isn't
still.
normally the die we use in this game, but can you roll me a d4?
A 1? Of course it's a 1.
A 1. Okay. You find yourself frantically looking for a place to hide, a place to dig a hole, somewhere far enough away from Marcus safe to
Yeah.
be able to hide out. And you are realizing as you test the earth, it is frozen solid. Digging a hole here will be tremendously unsubtle.
Great.
And you're not sure of your ability to fill it back in a way that would not be visible
Exactly,
because there is so
exactly.
much snow. And that is when you stumble upon a small chicken farm within the woods.
Oh,
You can see that there are coops set up. They appear to have some heaters set up in place so that the chickens can survive the winter. There is a farmhouse in the center of this. Can you roll me a wits and awareness?
3 successes.
3 successes. It's totally pitch black. You're not seeing anything untoward. You're not seeing any signs of police. There's just this house, a garage, a couple of chicken coops. There's a road off to the side.
Great.
What do you want to do?
to look in any of the windows? Is there anyone in here besides chickens?
Great. So you want to like stealth towards the house
Yeah,
and check things
yeah.
out? Perfect. Roll me a dexterity and stealth.
Two successes.
Okay, you're making your way towards the house. You're not seeing anything at the chicken coops that seems out of place. You're just hearing chickens as you peer inside. Chickens. They got places
Chickens.
that they sleep. They're there.
Happy
They're
chickens.
clearly well maintained and cared for. Chickening it up.
Yeah.
And you're making your way towards the house. Can you roll me a wits and awareness to see what you see inside?
Three successes.
You are looking in through the windows. It's a 2-story house, kind of traditional farmhouse exterior as you would expect. A number of windows. It looks cozy. It looks lived in. Based on the decoration, you would guess that it is older people who live here as opposed to young people. That makes sense. It's rural. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of photos of a couple on the walls. Down on this floor, the lights are off. There's no sign of anything.
Fuck. Is there anything... Trying to think if there's anything worthwhile in this house to steal or that could help me move forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the property, anything you would imagine would be inside the average farmhouse or home is probably there. There is also a car garage. It's separate from the building. It's off to the side of the driveway leading out to the street.
Oh, then maybe she will go down there towards the garage and trying to leave as little prints as possible, but walking on the road is maybe helpful, depending on how new all the snow is.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to leave the property and approach the road up the driveway, or do you want to cross the property to it directly? There's snow along the property. It just kind of is what it is.
I think going off to the side, like the first thing you said.
Going off to the side? Great. Actually, you are at the house, so you could just kind of follow the front porch into the shoveled path that leads to the garage.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Then you don't have to cross, you don't have to like risk skylining yourself or anything.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Roll me a... Actually, you don't need to roll. You found a good path. That just exists. You make your way there. You make their way to the garage. You peer in through one of the windows. Can you roll me a wit and awareness? This is as much luck to see what's in there as it is anything else.
Oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All successes, 2 10s, hunger dice, messy successy. 7 successes.
Jesus.
This is good. It's going to combine some things for you that are about to happen.
Good.
You peer in the window and you see a car, like an old classic Cadillac. It's clear they don't leave the farm very much here. They must have things delivered, but they've got like a fun car for driving around.
Yeah.
And that's when you're hit by floodlights. And you can see 2 RCMP officers appearing from either side of the garage, shotguns raised, both of them trained on you, yelling at you to get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground. And the beast inside you tells them you can't tell which from where you're at, but one of them is your father. What do you do?
Val is going to... Oh, man. Yeah, they're saying get on the ground. They're saying that. I think Val is going to pull both guns and shoot them both center mass.
All right, we're going to have a gunfight at the OK Corral.
I guess so.
I will let you resolve yours first. All of these gunshots are going to happen simultaneously.
Okay.
Can you roll me a dexterity and firearms?
Sorry, unnamed NPCs. You don't get the same courtesy as Marcus Safe.
You're not my dad. You might not be my dad. I knew you weren't my dad.
That's true.
This
This is
true.
the dad roll.
Yeah. The dad factor.
Oh my, I don't know what Val is at this point.
Terminator.
6 successes, all successes, every single dice.
All right, so the first officer, it takes one in the head as they're falling backwards to die. Can you roll me the second shot? This one I will say will be at -1 to your die pool, at -2 to your die pool, because this is, you prioritized one shot and you're firing the other as well. It can't be quite as accurate.
That's 2 successes.
Against this officer's 2 successes, they will take one in the vest. It will not punch through, but it will knock them on their ass. However, they are firing at you. Can you roll me an athletics and dexterity with a -2 die pool, because you are square in the open, lit with floodlights, and you pulled a gun.
2 guns.
Yeah, you pulled a gun on each officer.
1 success.
Shockingly, 1 success.
Oh.
So you will take 1 point of superficial damage from this getting lightly winged by this first shotgun. The other one, we're going to roll exactly the same again.
thing.
Oh, the one guy who got shot in the head still got a shot off?
They all
Yeah,
fired at the
okay.
same time.
Yeah,
It was just
1
like,
success.
oh. Okay, you're going to take 2 more points of superficial damage from the other shotgun blast. Oh, wait, shotguns add damage. Just a
I
second.
think so.
Add 3 more superficial damage.
Okay.
Oh, getting
Yeah,
serious.
that's getting spicy. 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I am fully wounded and
Correct.
presently-
But both officers are down. I will say if you want to rouse the blood to heal one of your superficial damages, we've established that you instinctively do that.
Yes. So I did that.
So blood roused, you're back to functioning. You're still damaged and been pelted by 2 shotguns. You've killed 1 officer. The other is on the ground. But you can see them reaching for their shotgun.
Yeah. Val will just run over and kick away the shotgun.
Great. You run over and kick away the shotgun. This is not your dad.
Fuck.
It's just an unnamed bald man who's gasping for air.
Fuck. All right. Val will get in the cop car.
Cop car. Nice.
So you're
Steal
going for
the
their
cop
car.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You are making your way around to the cop car where their lights are coming from. Can you roll me a dexterity and larceny to try to start their car and get out of here?
Yeah. Three successes.
Okay, you do manage to start the car, and you can see the officer that you had winged who was down hurrying towards the car with a shotgun right now, but you started it in time.
Great. Just reversing out, reversing, and then turn the car around and peeling out.
Reversing it, you turn the car around, and you peel out. You make your way into the street. Can you roll me a dexterity and drive?
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. You peel out and you get away. You are not seeing any cars in pursuit, but you start hearing the distance as you see a helicopter with a light flashing over the woods beneath you.
Yeah.
You are racing, knowing that it is a limited amount of time before this net that the RCMP are throwing up will continue to grow. You're aware that they have radios. You are leaving survivors. Every time you've had to engage with the police, it's just drawn you more and more and more attention. And that's when you are shocked to see, as you are racing down this road with the lights on in front of you, you see a car pull out, just an absolute beater, very much in the style of yours, spray painted black. Can you roll me a wits and awareness? I'll give you a +1 to your die pool because you're like hyper aware of your environment right now.
Thank you. One success.
1 success. You see this car roll out in front of you, blocking the road. And then you see 2 figures climbing out of it, hauling out a third person, just battered, bloody, with broken glasses on his face. The other 2 you're seeing are tall. One slightly taller than the other, both willowy, both tremendously pale, both smiling. What do you do?
Yeah, and it's pull in front, so I can't
Yes,
stop.
correct. Well,
Yeah.
you could T-bone them if you want to, but they've clearly pulled out to try to stop you. They are not police in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Random people coming out of a car in the middle of the night. I think Val will try to just go around them if possible. I don't know if that is possible. That's mushing both of our cars, but
Roll me a dexterity and drive at a -2 die pool.
okay. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. You go to try to go around them, and you see the taller man with his kind of long, flowing hair. It's greasy as shit, though. Like he's wearing a long black trench coat. It's got patches sewn to it. It's clearly covered in, grime and dirt. They look very crust punk, a la Val right now. And you see him reach out with both hands and just slide the car behind them over to block your path again. You would have to hit the car or stop.
He moved.
Correct.
He's outside of the car and he moved.
He's
behind.
outside of the car, and he grabbed the back end and slid it forwards to block your path.
Great. So Val will stop and try it in one smooth motion. Stop the car, open the door, pull a gun, and is holding a gun out as this person. Who the fuck are you?
Just a second. I gotta write something down for Tyler.
Yay!
And I hand Tyler information for a new character he'll be playing.
Yeah. Who the fuck are you? At gunpoint.
And in like mock surrender, still that big smile on his face, Vincent will say, "Oh, you got me."
Yeah, and you've got me blocked in. What the fuck?
Why don't you hop out of that car and hop into ours? My little friend here will take that one for a spin and lead these pests elsewhere.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Why not?
Can you roll me a wits and awareness, Val?
Mm-hmm. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, for 2 successes, you notice 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent and his partner, who are clearly the ones in charge, both have fangs.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that is broken glass and kind of like beat up between the two of them has fang marks in his neck.
Oh.
He's being dragged out by the woman.
I see. So that it takes her completely by surprise because, I don't know, even though we saw all the people at the brawl and all that stuff, it's like she hasn't run into more vampires over these years, like a year and a half or whatever it's been. So it was almost like figuring that would never happen or nothing would come to that. And obviously police pursuing, she has nowhere else to go to ground. She slowly lowers her gun. Fine, okay.
All right, come on out.
She's gonna walk. She's looking over this car, looking over the other people, but it's like there's no other good options right now.
Yep.
So even if we end up killing each other more or something, this is all I have right now.
Yeah.
Yep, and this elegant crust punk. It's a weird dichotomy of this kind of like high status crust punk monster woman looks at you and says, "Oh, darling, we're going to take care of this." She pulls up the broken glasses nerdy man and goes, "You're going to take the police for a ride. Drive fast, drive hard, and go out in a blaze of glory." And you see him go, "Yes." She shoves him into your car. Vincent just pulls the central car back again, and your car starts taking off like a bat out of hell, being driven by this strange man as you climb in with Val's very first coterie.
This episode of Canada by Night features the voices of Tyler Hewitt and Del Borovic, alongside storyteller Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra. Canada by Night's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. And our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Cheaps by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. Canada by Night is a spin-off of the Dum Dums and Dice series Blood and Syrup. If you want to hear about what happened to Everett before he came to New Haven, look for Blood and Syrup anywhere podcasts can be found. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Sleep well, my kindred. Sleep well in this world of darkness.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adam Mir 101, The Dankler,
Anti-Core 7,
and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.